being assigned to the foot station in physical therapy is a privilege. It doesn't mean you're in a timeout. It means that we believe in you, and we believe that your feet can do a little better than they're doing now. Some of you will be asked to do the foot station in your toe separators. So if that's the case, go ahead and put those on. Pause the video, takes a minute. And then I'm going to take you through a little video about the foot station. So you've got a set of instructions here. And for newbies, this can be a little bit challenging. But number one, you're just going to warm up your arches in the little center knob. This is a desk anti-fatigue mat, but I've repurposed it for therapeutic reasons because I'm brilliant and because everybody's feet need a little love. I've got a good joke about feet, but my kids say they stink. So I'm not going to tell you that joke. So spend about a minute here just bringing a little tissue compression, a little massage, a little TLC into the feet. Feel free to make it your own. If it feels a little better on one side, spend a little bit more time on that side. There's a timer here to keep you on task. If we find that you're doing this one for 10 minutes, we know you just need a foot rub. We could probably arrange for that in physical therapy. The trick is to not ask for a foot rub because we don't like that as physical therapists. What you have to do is you have to say, while I was doing my exercises, I noticed some tension build up in my calcaneus, and it was difficult for me to continue doing my exercises because of that tension in my calcaneus. And then we will give you a foot rub. Number two, up here on the top, you're going to gently stretch those toes. If you've got a stiff big toe, now we'll know. You're going to get in there and move it a little bit and give it some range of motion. Try to get a sense of what you're feeling in your feet. This is an important part of the foot station. It's awareness. I've got a little bar here so you don't have to worry about balance or falling. Just begin to think about your feet. We kind of stick our feet in socks and shoes and we forget about them most of the day. We see a lot of problems related to that. So this is why you're here. Number three, you're going to do some heel raises and your feet will go up on the top and we're just going to bring some heat into the calves, warm up the Achilles, really dig that big toe into the foam. If you notice your toes hanging over the edge, bring them back to this little flat top portion of the mat and really dig in. Try to get about 2 to 3 sets of 20 heel raises in. You can pause the video and hit your sets. We're going to move on to number 4, which is down here at the bottom, this little ridge. You're going to curl your toes over the ridge and just press into the ridge with your toes. Bring a little toe curl into the mix. Some people will curl and lean. Others will just curl. Do your curls. Get your toes moving. That one we're going to do for also 2 to 3 sets of 20. Then we're going to do a little bit of a stronger toe curl here on a bigger ridge. Spread your toes, grab some pressure, push into that mat, enjoy the heat that might show up in the bottom of your feet. If you have a bunion or you have toe pain, take this at your own pace. We don't have to overdo it. So find the amount of toe curl strength that works for you. Again, 2 to 3 sets of 10 on this one because we're starting to get maybe a little bit tired. So we're going to bring our sets and reps back. Now, because you'll be a little bit tired after those, we're going to come out here to the corner for number 6 and just work that plantar fascia, find this firm ridge, and just give yourself a little TLC and just a little pressure on, pressure off. Feels fantastic. You can use whichever side you prefer. Typically, one foot is going to do a little better on one side. So just discover that. This is your chance to get to know your feet again. All right. Spend as much time there as you'd like, but don't neglect the rest of the exercises. We're on to number 7. If that spot is too firm, number 7 is this thicker, little softer ridge, and you can do your foot massage there if the more rigid part is uncomfortable. So number 7 is just an option. Number 8, we're going to spread the big toes. It's important that you can get some space in between your toes. If you can't do this, you need to work on that. So I call this the Frodo Baggins stretch. You're going to grab your toe on the inside of the ridge, the big toe, and the little toes go to the outside. And we're just going to stay here and stretch. Trying to spread the the space in between the metatarsals. You're trying to create some space between great toe and second toe. Again, if you have a bunion or there's pain, make this work for you. Don't overdo it. We call this the Frodo Baggins stretch. Usually 1 to 2 minutes is fine. Many of you will not do number 9 because maybe you have history of knee pain or you have a balance impairment. So if we've asked you to do all of these, this is called Kappa squat. I'll show you the full Kappa squat and then I'll show you modified Kappa squat. So the feet are on the flat, the toes are on the flat part, the heels are on the top ridge. You're going to come all the way down into a big deep squat. You're going to shift weight onto your toes, and then we're going to come up with balance. We might offer you a pole in the beginning for balance, or you can hold on to the wall. But this is Kappa squat. It's a lot of balance. It's a lot of toe strength. And we're coming up and trying to maintain balance. You may not need a ton of these in the beginning, so go slow, build up your tolerance. Again, if there's pain, back off, or you can modify. And the way to modify this is to just shift your weight onto your toes and back. Okay, so trying to keep that spread that you got in Frodo Baggins, and now we're teaching the toes how to operate in their spreaded, spaced out position. So heels up. Ooh, there's a lot of heat in those feet. I love it. Whew. Your final standard exercise here is a foot plank. Again, with the toe spread that you achieved in Frodo Baggins, try to come and bring your feet just parallel to the ground, using those big toes, fingertips for balance as needed. And this is just foot plank. Usually 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times. Build up to 90 seconds if you can over time. We don't need to be way up here. We already did that one. This is just foot planking. All right, you're getting close to being done here. The bonus round is optional. If I've written in your chart, foot station plus bonus, my assistants will tell you that. The bonus number 1 is supporting your arch on the inside of this little center knob, just to align your foot. We're going to do a tree pose here and try to hold for 30 seconds. Ooh, hamstring cramp. Other side, spread those toes, elevate the arch with a little help from the center knob. Get into a tree pose and try to hold here for 30 seconds. You can pause the video, knock out your tree poses, and then the final bonus round is you're going to do a little high wire on the top and just work medial lateral stability of the ankles, allowing the big toes to help you. The little toes are sort of inefficient because of the way the ridge is shaped. So let the big toes do most of the work here and just hold for 30 seconds. Switch feet. Your big toes should be on the ridge and should be sort of hanging on for dear life. That you're doing in the office can be done at home. This is a mat available on Amazon, and it's a Robbie special. You won't find this exercise routine in the literature yet. The medical literature hasn't caught up to my creativity and ingenuity and late night Amazon impulse purchases, but soon it will. Everyone will be doing toe station, and you can say you were one of the first.
You've got to take care of those feet. Even if you're not a foot guy, you got to keep them strong, nice and strong. I mean, I've seen some nice feet and some not so nice feet. The nicest feet are the strong ones. Got to do Dr. Robbie's foot thing. Whatever he's doing is genius. Got to do it. Nice feet.